First we'll ease into a relaxed state, a receptive state, where the mind can open up to new patterns and ideas, ensuring the beliefs can be integrated without resistance. Just allow yourself to settle into the present moment, taking a deep breath, and as you exhale, feel the tensions release, letting each breath take you deeper into a place of comfort. You don't need to do anything, just let your mind drift as it wishes, and notice how easy it becomes to allow positive change to happen naturally. You might find, as you move through your day, the idea of responsibility becomes lighter, almost like it can be shared. And when you notice you can trust others, that feeling of overwhelm can simply begin to fade away, as if it's not even yours to carry alone. And as you start realizing each person is already capable of handling their own emotions, you might begin to notice how freeing that can feel, as if you're giving others the space to be their own source of happiness. It's interesting how the more you let go of control in just the right moments, the more natural things fall into place. Without needing to micromanage, you begin to see how things can unfold perfectly on their own. As you allow yourself to trust in the abilities of others, you'll notice things can still be done with care, and in many ways even better than you might have imagined. It's fascinating how when you learn to say no with kindness and compassion, you're not only giving yourself a gift, but you're also creating space for the people around you to understand and respect your limits. And yet, as you recognize your true worth comes from who you are, rather than what you do, it becomes clear that you're valuable just by existing, just by being yourself. You might begin to realize how letting go of responsibility at just the right time brings peace and freedom. It's almost like you've discovered that consequences, they're simply a part of the natural ebb and flow of life, and there's always room for flexibility. You might find it wonderfully surprising that asking for help is not only okay, but a smart way to grow. You may begin to recognize that receiving support strengthens you in ways you've never even imagined. And as you step back, you begin to notice everyone is capable of solving their own problems with just the right amount of support and encouragement. It's fascinating. As you experience moments of overwhelm, you now know it's not a sign of personal failure, but a gentle reminder to pause, reassess, and then move forward in a more balanced way. And yet, as you reflect on your past experiences, you can see how they've only served to make you stronger, more resilient, and more capable in the present. Every step you've taken has brought you closer to who you are becoming. It's fascinating to notice that perfection is not required for love or acceptance. In fact, it's your uniqueness, your authenticity that brings people closer to you. In reality, each mistake is just an opportunity for learning, for growth. It's like each mistake, it's a stepping stone on the way to becoming even more capable than before. You may notice how it becomes easier and easier to realize you don't need to meet everyone's expectations. You're worthy simply by being you. And as you let go of the need to fix everything, you can see how things work out perfectly on their own, allowing others to grow and to solve their own challenges. What if you realize your value is not tied to the level of sacrifice or hard work, but rather to your inherent worth as a person, and that taking care of yourself is a valuable way to be of service to others? It's interesting how, by embracing your own limits, you allow yourself to thrive, and you begin to see that not meeting every responsibility is just a normal part of life, and not a measure of failure. And when you begin to see how powerful it is to ask for help, you realize that others are more understanding and compassionate than you may have imagined. What if you realize your true power comes from within? You don't need to prove anything. You already have everything you need. But you also know deep down that allowing yourself time to relax, to recover, it's not a weakness, It's a strength that enables you to continue with greater clarity and energy. And as you allow yourself time for self-care, you begin to feel more at peace, more connected to your own needs, which makes it easier to show up as your best self in every area of your life. But you also recognize when you listen to your feelings, acknowledge them, you allow them to pass quickly, and you move forward with a greater sense of clarity and calm. As you allow these new ideas to settle into your mind, you may begin to notice subtle changes. You're no longer carrying the weight of unnecessary responsibilities, no longer afraid to say no, and you realize that your worth is innate, not tied to what you do. You're already enough, and with each passing day, you can feel these new beliefs taking root, becoming an effortless part of your life. As you begin to move forward, you can feel a sense of lightness, like a weight being lifted. And when you move on, you notice how natural it feels to step into this new way of being, where you're no longer overwhelmed by responsibility, but empowerment by your ability to manage life with ease and with grace. And now, as you continue to relax, notice how calm and easy it is just to breathe in and out, with each breath taking you deeper into a state of calm, allowing yourself to let go of any tension, any stress, and any thoughts that don't serve you. Every breath you take, every moment that you spend, brings you more into the here and now. And as you notice how natural it feels to relax even deeper, you can become aware of how your unconscious mind is already ready to absorb new ideas that will serve you better in the future. Now imagine that you're standing in a room filled with all your responsibilities, and notice how light and manageable those responsibilities can feel, as if they're already being shared with others who are more than capable of handling them. It's almost like a weight has been lifted, and you realize you don't have to carry everything by yourself. You can delegate, share, and trust, allowing yourself to breathe deeply, feeling the relief in your body and mind. You may notice, as you take a deep breath, the responsibility for other people's happiness is not yours to carry. Others are capable of creating their own happiness. And when you let go of this responsibility, you feel lighter, freer. It's as if you're handing back the reins to others, knowing that they're fully able to steer their own path. Isn't it interesting how when you allow control to soften just a little, life seems to unfold effortlessly around you? You might begin to realize that control isn't necessary in every moment, that sometimes allowing things to flow naturally brings a sense of ease that was always within your reach. And as you allow others to take charge, even in small ways, you can begin to see how perfectly capable they are. And in those moments, you realize things get done, not just right, but in ways that bring fresh perspective. Trusting others allows them to shine, and in doing so, you feel even more empowered. What if you could say no in a way that honors your needs and still respects others? Imagine as you say no, you notice how people respect your boundaries, and how saying no feels like the most natural thing in the world. And when you say no, it's like saying yes to yourself. Isn't it fascinating how your worth is not tied to what you do, but to who you are? And as you begin to feel into that, you realize how deeply valuable you are simply by being you. And in that realization, there's a deep sense of peace, knowing that you are enough just as you are, no matter what you do or don't do. It's curious, isn't it, how when you let go of responsibilities at just the right moment, things not only continue smoothly, but you experience more peace and clarity. You might begin to see that stepping back, allowing space for others or for life itself, leads to positive outcomes, and you can trust the natural flow of life. You might find it incredibly freeing to ask for help. And as you ask, you notice, not only does this lighten your load, but it creates deeper connections with others. It's as though asking for support isn't a weakness, but a strength. A strength that allows you to grow and thrive in new ways. And now, as you reflect on this, you begin to see how others are more than capable of solving their own problems. And by stepping back, you create space for them to grow. It's like you're giving others the chance to step into their own power. And in doing so, you create even more empowerment for yourself. What if feeling overwhelmed is just a sign that you've been doing too much and it's time to pause, to reassess, to step back and give yourself a break? And when you allow yourself that space, you notice how quickly the overwhelm dissipates, leaving you with clarity and calmness. And as you reflect on your past, you might notice how each experience, no matter the outcome, has brought you new wisdom, new strength, and a deeper understanding of who you are. You're not defined by your past mistakes, but by the wisdom that you've gained from them. Each step forward, it's easier than the last. And as you move into the future with more confidence, you may begin to realize that perfection, it isn't needed for love or acceptance. In fact, it's your unique qualities that make you most valuable. You no longer need to be perfect to be loved. Instead, it's your true self that people truly cherish, and you find comfort in that realization. You may even notice how much more relaxed and at ease you feel, knowing that being yourself is more than enough. What if you could see mistakes as opportunities to learn, to grow, to improve? Every mistake is a stepping stone towards a more powerful version of yourself. And with each mistake, you move closer to your goals, effortlessly, naturally. Imagine how freeing it would feel to release the weight of everyone's expectations. And as you do, you feel lighter, more at peace, knowing that meeting your own expectations is enough. You realize your happiness doesn't depend on meeting others' expectations, but on your own sense of fulfillment. And as you let go of the need to fix everything, you begin to notice how much more energy you have for yourself. Others are fully capable of handling their own challenges. And by releasing the need to fix, you create space for new opportunities to arise. And now, as you relax and allow this new belief to take root, you realize your value doesn't come from hard work alone, but from the love, the care, and the joy that you bring to the world. Your worth is inherent and unconditional, not based on sacrifice or labour. What if you could see that not meeting all responsibilities is simply part of life, and that it's okay to prioritise what's most important? And when you do this, you actually become more effective, more balanced, and more aligned with your true self. Now, as you begin to feel the shift within you, imagine a moment in the near future where you feel empowered to release responsibilities that are no longer serving you, and notice how naturally these new beliefs are integrated into your behaviour, how effortless it feels to trust others, say no when needed, and prioritise yourself. Every time you take a deep breath, you anchor in this newfound sense of calm and balance, knowing that it's safe to let go, and that life will flow more easily. And as you now begin to move forward, you can feel how these new beliefs are already becoming a part of who you are. You're lighter, more confident, and in full control of your own life. With each breath, you take these new beliefs deeper, feeling them integrate fully into your mind and body. When you move forward, you feel refreshed, peaceful, and empowered, knowing you no longer need to carry the weight of everything alone. You have the power to balance your life, to trust others, and to live lively. So as you continue to relax, you may notice how easily and naturally you can focus on the sound of my voice. And with every word I speak, it's as if you're relaxing even more deeply, your mind naturally open and receptive. It's ready to absorb these empowering beliefs, allowing them to settle in deeply, creating effortless change within you. you might find yourself already beginning to feel lighter, more calm, and more in control. And in this state, you can allow these new positive beliefs to integrate fully with ease. Imagine just for a moment how much more comfortable and freeing it feels to release the need to carry all responsibilities for yourself. Notice how effortlessly the weight begins to lift as you recognize others are fully capable, just as you are. And with each passing moment, it becomes easier and easier to trust others to handle their part. The more you trust them, the lighter you feel, and the more open you become to receiving the support you deserve. You don't need to do it all. You never have had to do it all. It's safe to let go. What if you could allow others to create their own happiness? And as you allow this to happen, you notice how much lighter you feel, how much more space you have for yourself. With every breath, you realize that your happiness is yours to create. And when you let go of carrying that happiness of others, it's like a weight. It's gently released from your shoulders. And in that release, you discover you're even more supportive to others, simply by allowing them the freedom to find their own joy. And now, with every moment that passes, you begin to realize how much easier it is to let go of the need to control everything. As you do, you notice how life flows more effortlessly, as if you're riding a gentle current. You're a part of the flow, not the force that pushes it. The more you allow yourself to flow with the natural rhythm of life, the more control you actually have. Control over your peace, control over your choices, and control over your own actions. And with this sense of control comes a deeper sense of relief. It's interesting how, as you let go of the belief that you must do it all, others begin to take on tasks in a way that feels right to them. In fact, their results may surprise you, because as they take ownership, they bring new energy and creativity. And you'll notice, the more you trust others, the more you open the door for them to shine. And in that, you're both supported and empowered. What if, when you say no, you're saying yes to yourself? And as you say no, you begin to feel the deep respect that you have for yourself growing stronger. Each time you say no, it feels more natural, more powerful, as though your boundaries are a healthy part of your well-being. You'll notice saying no feels empowering, and it creates more space for the things that truly matter to you. And as you allow this belief to shift, you begin to realize that your worth, it isn't tied to what you do, but who you are. You can feel it now, how your self-worth grows just by being yourself. With every breath you discover, your value is inherent, not earned. It's like a light inside you that's always been shining, waiting to be acknowledged. And now you allow that light to shine effortlessly. What if, by releasing some responsibilities, you actually create more space for positive growth? And as you let go, you begin to notice, not only does life continue, but it flows more smoothly, with less stress and more joy. You don't have to do it all. You never did. Letting go, it's actually a step forward, a step towards greater freedom and ease. And now you may realize, asking for help isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. Every time you allow someone else to support you, you deepen your connection with them, and in doing so, you strengthen yourself too. There's a deep power in collaboration, in sharing the load, and you begin to feel how asking for help feels natural, easy and empowering. And as you let go of the need to solve everyone's problems, you begin to feel the relief. You see how others are more than capable of resolving their own challenges. By stepping back, you not only empower others, but you also create more energy for your own life. And it becomes clear, when you release the burden of fixing, you create space for more joy, more connection, and more ease in your life. What if, instead of feeling overwhelmed, you simply acknowledge that you're doing too much? And with that acknowledgement, you can immediately feel a sense of relief. You can slow down, breathe deeply, and let go of the pressure. It's not about doing something wrong. It's about doing something more aligned with your needs. And every time you feel overwhelmed, it becomes easier to take a step back and breathe, knowing it's okay to pause, and that peace is always available to you. And as you release your attachment to past failures, you begin to see them for what they are: stepping stones, lessons and opportunities for growth. They no longer define you. What defines you now is your wisdom, your resilience and your strength. And with every new day, you feel more confident, more capable, more ready to step into your full potential. Now you may begin to understand perfection is not necessary for acceptance or love. Your value comes from the essence of who you are, not from perfection or achievement. And with that realization, you begin to feel a sense of calm. It's almost like a weight is being lifted from your shoulders. As you recognize you are enough just as you are, there's nothing more to prove. You're valued for your being, not for your doing. And with every moment, this realization sinks deeper into your unconscious mind, creating a deeper sense of peace and ease. What if you could see mistakes not as a reflection of inadequacy, but as opportunities to learn and grow? With every mistake, you become more skilled, more capable. And now, as you reflect on mistakes, you can feel a sense of gratitude for the lessons that they bring. Knowing every lesson learned makes you stronger, more capable, and even more confident moving forward. And as you breathe in, you notice how much lighter it feels to let go of the pressure of others' expectations. You don't need to meet anyone's expectations but your own. And when you meet your own expectations, you realize how much easier it is to be true to yourself. The more you're true to yourself, the more others appreciate and value you, simply because you're being you. What if, instead of fixing everything, you could simply allow things to unfold? You begin to notice how, when you step back, things naturally find their own balance. Others solve their own problems, and you find more space to focus on what truly matters to you. In this, you feel a deep sense of peace and trust, knowing you don't have to fix everything to make things right. And as you release the idea that your value is tied to hard work and sacrifice, you begin to see how much more valuable you are, simply by being who you are. Your worth is not earned through struggle, but it's intrinsic, simply because you exist. And with every moment, you begin to feel more at ease, knowing that you are enough just as you are. And now, as you reflect on this, you can see not meeting every responsibility doesn't make you a failure. It makes you human. You can prioritize what matters most, knowing that you can take care of the rest when it's time. And with that shift, you feel a sense of relief, knowing that you're doing just fine. You're capable, and you're allowed to take care of yourself. With each breath you take, these new beliefs, they're becoming more deeply integrated into your mind and body. They're becoming automatic, natural, and effortless. Whenever you feel the need to trust others, release responsibility, or let go of perfectionism, you'll notice how easily and automatically these new beliefs arise. They're part of you now, a deep, unshakable foundation that you can return to at any time. Each time you breathe deeply, you reinforce this new way of being. Now, as you begin to bring your awareness back to the present moment, you can feel how these new beliefs, they're already becoming a part of who you are. You're empowered, at peace and confident in your ability to live freely and authentically. With every breath, you become more aligned with your true self. And when you open your eyes, you feel refreshed, calm, and fully in control, knowing that you're more than enough, just as you are.